Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and the first one for season 13, and I thought, let's let the data do some settling over the next 24 hours and see which jungler is abusing the natural nature of the jungle. And yeah, it's Wukong. Dude has like a 55-56% win rate, and it's because of that one beautiful blessed item, not Spear of Shojin, Ravenous Hydra. Oh boy, a Mejai is built into an item that scales and stacks from minions, jungle monsters, and champions that takes you from 65 AD to 89 AD max with plus 24 AD given maximum by those stacks, plus an extra 4% Omnivamp on top of the 10% Omnivamp. Woof! We're talking scaling itemization, everybody. And the secret tip here, my friends, the secret tip is to rush it. Snowball it and rush it. Now, Rengar's Kha'Zix, my friends, those Season 4 originals, we remember building Elder Lizard, Ravenous Hydra, Last Whisper. That was the days, those were the days rather. And now they seem to have returned gloriously because Infinity Edge gives you 70 AD, right? This gives you 65 and now it gives you 89 when you stack it. So yes, you lose half the stacks upon death, but let's see how we go. We have here an Evelyn with Blue Smite, Blue Jungle Pet, we gotta stop saying Smite now. It's a Blue Jungle Pet, Wind Stalker, whatever it is, and the Moss Stomp and the Scorch Claw I remember. This one I don't. Gust, Walker, Hatchling. All right, that's in the knowledge bank. Let's see how many times I forget to say it in this video. Comment below how many times I forget and don't notice. Now, don't forget, all of my Zada GG guides will be updated, but I will be giving a huge lecture tomorrow in the Gosu Academy Bootcamp. I will leave a link below. Just go to the website, sign up for the 1 month, 30-day bootcamp. Use code Virkayu. It's absolutely free, though. Absolutely free for everybody. You just have to sign up through that link. And join me in the Discord for a nice, good old-fashioned lecture on Season 13 Jungle. We'll have half an hour Q&A as well, and I'll discuss the pros and cons and what's going to happen and what I think is going to happen and what are the best ways of playing and adapting to the modern game state. As you can see, 226 across to the red side here from the blue after getting a leash. We have a ping on the blue side here because of a nice, deep, really weird ward. And the Evelyn, in the meantime, has decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to yeet this red. So this is the fascinating aspect of this, right? You see the Evelyn here now. This is great, all right? She flashes over the wall. She's going to hit the Q there. She's going to stack. She will die for this. But this is the biggest thing. Once you see this as Wukong, you go, I thought counter jungling was dead. I was lied to by the bronze people on Twitter and the Reddits and so on. Yes, you were. Are you slower? Yes, significantly. In terms of, maybe like 9 seconds or so. But if your champion does enough damage and your champion has the leg up in terms of AoE clears and can still do red side fast, this stuff is possible. Olaf, bro, I don't think this is where you want to be, but for Wukong, tragic, depressing, unfortunate. I thought this was left behind in Season 12 and seasons gone past. Yeah, no, it's still a thing you can do. The very first Kane game I scouted yesterday, yeah, he stole Raptors. He just went in and did the Raptor trick, and I'm like, come on. Firstly, that shouldn't be happening, and secondly, it is definitely slower, but of course it is possible. Now, the Wukong is very low HP. He has to trust that his champion is strong enough to win this PvP. It is not. It is not worth dying over the scuttle. It is not worth dying over the scuttle. He should have straight up gone to the bottom side immediately, all right? She knows that he was most likely going to try and go to the blue side here, so she leaves base knowing she can cut him off. And now the Udyr mid is going to die. The Aatrox moves on over. We have junglers in lane, obviously, because why not? There we go. Nice, weak early start for you, because I know most of you are going to say, well, if Season 13 Wukong is so damn broken, why didn't you carry when things don't go well early? Because I know you guys. That's not most of you. Most of you are beautiful and lovely, but the troll commenters, you know what I mean? So this is an exquisitely great example of when shit really goes south. Remember, we have extra gold here, so there we go. Right, executed, that's unlucky. Right, let's take stock because the runes are boring and the early game definitely was not. We did our blue side. They decided to cheese us. She yeeted, she died, she took it. She sees us hold. She knows we're going to go down for this and for this. So instead of going to the red side, she floats to the top side. Mind games. And instead of what he should have done immediately, as soon as as the Wukong saw the Evelyn was, leave, kite back, we had mid prior, take this, or get into this and start taking these camps. At least one of them. Get something back. Probably the red. You could probably do red into the Krugs knowing she's not going to sequence down. So you could probably do the reverse thing, right? And that would be really, really great strategically. Because if she does show up, you can fall back to the Scuttle Crab. But worrying about the top Scuttle, please don't. Please do not. The Krugs are nerfed in experience, 17 experience. But the Crab, it's still got reduction early. It's not something that we're gonna, fixate on at level 3. You don't need to die for, please don't. So the better mind game here was to cut through, use the push prior to shadow cross mid lane, steal a camper 2, pay attention to this ward, snack a crab gank bot lane, and then you could fall back to tier 2 Grump, tier 2 Wolves, and all is offset. Unfortunately, we decided to go fisting, and that's sad. But double longsword purchase on the way back. We can definitely take our tier 2 Grump and Wolves now. We're going to go up to the top side. Remember, the Moss Stomper gives us that tenacity and that shield. Whereas Evelyn, the Gust Stalker hatchling is really nice, but I'll be doing a video on Evelyn for what's making her equally as broken as Wukong. Some really interesting decision-making by Evelyn mains either makes you an average champion or straight up busted. So we're going to have a nice investigation into that as well. Although the absolute most broken champion, while it might seem Wukong, isn't actually Wukong because his win rate and play rate don't quite kind of sync up to the top tier. Best junglers on the main channel for every rank is coming tomorrow. I'll discuss more then, but for now, Wukong. Right, we want level 6 early, we want ganks early, so definitely for the early roots, you can look to full clear. You can 5 camp. We didn't get to do that this game. We caught up now. We're almost level 5. Remember, this is a crucial gank here. Let's just pay attention. There we go. Nice kill. Simply dash in, do the bonkings, and 5 minutes 30 was a classical wave. We got 6 in top lane and mid lane. Yes? Due to the experience buff, that's now 5 minutes 30. 5 minutes. I said the same thing and paused for dramatic effect. And now the rest of you who watched that are going, he said the same thing and then paused for dramatic effect. Exactly. No, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the level 6 spiking wave. If nothing weird happens, if you were to sit in lane and hit every minion, yeah, obviously you die. Obviously there's shenanigans. Obviously there's ganks. Obviously you back and TP, etc., and yada yada. But that always happened at 5:32. So if you had 5:30 and all that stuff happened, it could get you closer to 6. And now it's just 5 and it gets you closer to 5:30. So either way, really interesting experience spike, which means track that now in your ganks. The Wukong gets 5, goes top lane. Obviously, we have here the Al Special Olaf hits 6 as he dies. And I was just confused because I forgot to move these up. Whatever. You guys can use your imagination. Ganks in the mid lane. Wukong is now level 6. Do we want to engage in this nonsense? I don't think we do. So the game is not going so good. There we go. The game is not going so good for the Wukong, but we do have a kill. We have the Moss Stomper. We have 24 stacks. The Everyone has 27. So keep track of that stuff because, as you know, 20 snacks, so 20 treats, that will upgrade the smite from 600 to 900. So I'm kind of wondering there, was he going to go in? I paused because, like, is he going to... Yeah, there we go. He's forced to ult out. We get the bonks here. And the second twirly whirly knockup. Ooh, the red buff burn. And again, an overcommitted mid and jungle looking for those increased plate golds. 175 now, not 160. That is nice and juicy. You should definitely be tracking that stuff. And really trying to enforce that issue. Remember, Wukong is still a strong PvP champion. Wukong is still something that demolishes enemy champions in a PvP sense. And when he gets a lead, he still is able to snowball. Now, the trick with the Wukong is, we want the early team ad. If you are snowballing or if you're feeling strong, get that early team ad, and now your clear speed amps up. So you not only get to stack Ravenous Hydro faster because you're out of the jungle and you're taking minions and epic monsters and large monsters and killing champions, but you're also able to clear faster and stack that Moss Stomper faster. Which, in the situation here as, I wish this would just be impossible. As Evelyn here, I feel the pain that she's in, although she's been fighting too much, so she's definitely compromised. 39 to 50 CS is a big deficit for a farming jungler to have. We have the Aatrox against the Olaf. We see this. We kind of look at the vision. We see, okay, he's taking this. This is great. I have enough protection here. She shows up top lane. She'll go for this increased experience Herald as well. Much more valuable now, actually. And no one comes, so the jungler just gets to infuse themselves. We'll just go ahead and take that dragon while our bottom lane, Mr. Aaron and try and fight the big poo. That's what I was laughing at earlier. Now, over the wall, we snacked that. The map scaling that made him such a disgusting meta champion in Season 12 still makes him disgusting in Season 13. Rotate, gap close, bonkings. Snack this, she most likely will steal this and dive this. That hasn't changed. It will be slower, but it hasn't changed. Wukong in the meantime says, you know what, if you guys are going to base, let me just snack this play at least 175 plus. And there's the Evelyn cheesing, of course, as expected. So the game pattern, right? the game patterns, the jungle flow that you're used to. I'll talk more about this in the Ghost Academy lecture I'm going to do tomorrow night, but that hasn't changed as much, and we can talk about the minutiae of all the stratagems and all the little things that keep happening in the games that cause you to win and lose, but at the end of the day, the biggest difference, all right, that makes Wukong so damn strong is that with Ravenous Hydra scaling its snowball potential to go up to 89 AD, which is disgusting, and just the base 65 AD anyway, plus the haste and the Omnivamp, it's also the fact that the Gust, the Moss Stomper, really aids his ability to just go in and not get CC for 18,000 years. And that shield is beautiful. Here we go, we upgraded it finally. The Evelyn still is at 23, she's not farming enough. Do you think that's enough vision? I'm not sure. I think they might need a few more wards in that zone. Oh, we're missing the action because I got distracted by vision. Tell me, you know, that always happens. So the benefit of that obviously is all the PvP nature in the stack. You see the stacks are 4 already. But also, simply put, the amount you can farm now is greatly increased. See the damage just from the Ravenous Hydra here. We get the double knockup. You can keep resetting that Q with your attacks. Remember, you get that bonk up as much as possible. You can use your invis gap close. Well, your invis over the wall and then your gap close, obviously. These things all need to be used appropriately, right? It's 8 seconds on the E at the moment. We bonk with the Q, it's about 4 to 5. And now you just keep attacking to get that down as low as possible. And then you can rinse that, of course. Now, remember, when you confirm faster with a Tiamat-based item, you stack everything faster. Everything is just woof, right? So in the event that you can't find these ganking angles, or you have a weaker early game plan, a weaker early execution, just because, you know, we got cheese, and are they really doing this again? I'm trying to focus, and they're distracting me by stupid plays, trying to greed for this turret. They're never going to get it. They learned not to fight the Wukong, even though he has no ult. But now, with this increased 900 damage smite at 20 streets, 20 snacks, you can use it on champions. Now look at this, counter jungling. The Ravenous Hydra gives you fail-safe mechanisms against bad games, losing game states, allows you to snowball regardless just because you can farm and stack it. It allows you to stack your jungle item faster. It increases the pace of your jungling exponentially, and also allows you in the fights that you get from these moments, if you're low KP gaming, to just dominate regardless, because there's no item that will give you more AD directly than this item will. Okay? And of course, I didn't mention the cleave shift. You know, gone are the 60 to 12 range is just straight up 60 now. And we're just going to take all of this. So Viego is rotating down. We do have the Xayah on the bottom lane attacking the tree. We'll just go straight on Mr. Big Pooh. And then so the Wukong shows up here and kills the the Viego shows up and kills the clone. The Wukong kills the tree, snapping him down with his zombie-based lamppost. Virkayu says, hey guys, I can be useful, guys. Look at me, guys. We saw the Evelyn very, very briefly. The Wukong says, I don't really care. I'm just going to flash in and dash in and knock everybody up twice. Evelyn says, that's nice. And I was going to make a different joke, but I want to be monetized. So if you got my drift, then... right, 40 stacks, 710. That's 120 base cleave. And obviously the Omnivamp is nice for that sustained fighting. Bonus damage is currently 416. We'll monitor that. You can't see it, but we'll monitor that. And as always, I'll leave the match history links in the description below. But you're seeing the ability here for the Wukong. His issue, right, was the same as Talon's. He could gank, map scale, fight, get everywhere, dominate team fights, and farm. And that's just, you can't. You need the downside, right? It's like having an all-season tire that can perform equally as winter tires and winter and summer tires and summer. It's just not something that's physically possible or should be allowed. And in this case, sorry, I'm in the midst of upgrading tires on my car. I need, yeah, so there you go. But it's the same thing, right? A jungler needs to have weaknesses. A strong ganker and rotator can't be a strong farmer. A strong farmer can't be a dominating ganker and a dominating rotator. And the team fighting obviously is a bit of a gray area, depending on your champion class and style. But Wukong now, with this Ravenous Hydra, with this Ravenous Hydra and Tiamat, you can farm like the nerf didn't really hit you. And that's concerning to me because most Wukongs that got cheese like this level 3 before this patch, right? What do? You lost your red side, you make the wrong strategic decision, you die, right? There's no way for you, I mean, could you rush Tiamat? Yes. But would you really want to buy Ravenous Hydra before? Not really. It was 70 AD. It's nice, but it compromised your squishy. It made you squishy. It compromised your mythic item rush. Now, though, Divine Sundra being the core mythic, by the way, you can go it first if things aren't going perfectly, and then you can go the Ravenous Hydra second. You can definitely do that. But I think this Ravenous Hydra tech first, with a 60% win rate or something like that, is insane. And you're seeing the scaling to 40 stacks here. It's 120 base cleave. And obviously the Omnivamp is nice for that sustained fighting. But you see the ability here for the Wukong. His issue, right, was the same as Talon's. He could gank, map scale, fight, get everywhere, dominate team fights, and then so right, allows our damage to go to 229. It's 229 AD at the moment. So even if we're still squishier, because we have 14% Omnivamp, high damage buffed cleave damage from the itemization AoE, and raw AD that affects every single spell, auto, and whatever else the monkey wants to fling at you like a feces. Ooh, and we're getting a Chemtech map. Rejuicy, I didn't actually know this because I want to go in blind, right? I want to watch this stuff with you live. You're level 9, but Olaf shows up. So we need to be careful. We dash in, we dash out. Diego shows up. We're going to do a knock-up. Here we might be... Where'd he go? He died. Ravenous Hydra. Oh no, 40 to 20. Oh no. 40 to 20. Oh no. And Viego's just killing everybody. Alright, so, you know, the death is definitely a throw moment. The Viego is showing why Riot August is loved dearly. And I hope that his Viego jungle account never leaves Silver 1. Sorry, Riot August, but no. And, you know, there you go. Quadra kill back in the game all of a sudden. Actually, they have a gold lead, so they're more than back in the game. But the Wukong just turned that in an astronomical fashion. And again, we are 6 treats, 6 snacks from fully upgrading our Tamagotchi and Pokemon Pet Gamer. And that will allow us to finally get that juicy shield and, of course, upgrade our Smite to 1200. As you're noticing on this Chemtech map, as we sneak over the wall to snack the second Herald, more plants everywhere. For those of you who don't know, I will leave a link to my jungle changes video. It breaks down everything, talks a lot about this. But essentially, the honey fruit, they heal you and give you a shield and no longer slow you. These Cryas Bloom create a spherical, circle-based vision cone around you and go forth and also damage wards to make them only one hit. So you get increased range as well as killing wards for you. And obviously the hippity-hoppity plants here, the Blasty Cones, make you go very far, so be very careful about that. Now, we're going to bust open this top lane turret with this Rift Herald. Very good, thank you so much, Dankeschön. Back to base, and now, 821, 24 stacks. Remember, you can keep stacking that again. It's like, oh no, I lost half my stacks. Let me just farm a bit, kill a Herald, and kill some champions, and I'm at 40 again. You know, so you do lose stacks, which does suck, but it's very much, if you are great at positioning, great at understanding game state, great at really understanding how to kind of navigate the game in a good way without sort of inting. Basically what I'm telling you is, if you're good at not dying stupidly, this item, like a Mejai's, can really change the nature of games, behind or ahead. Here we go, we're level 11, Olaf has no mana and is level 12. We're gonna smite him to slow him, we can zoom on in there, we'll E and then Q, now we can do our knocky knockies, and he dies. That, like, the Olaf there had Trinity Force, Death Dance, and is still a tanky guy. And the Ravenous Hydra AD, the raw AD values, absolutely insane. There is just so much value in this. Oh, she snuck away the wolf camp. One bonk, here we go. We're gonna E in here. The Q is up really frequently, man. Like, the Q at this point, the cooldown once you E in, bonk, right? Should be up again here, yep. We'll just flash E, bonk him down. I mean, it's essentially the age-old concept. When you give something a lot of base AD or a lot of scaling AD, that applies to every auto, every spell that they have, that they scale with that, and it becomes astronomically difficult to deal with because it's unavoidable. The spells are, you know, avoidable to a degree, but not Wukong, right? They're point-and-click spells. They're point-and-click spells, and auto attacks cannot be dodged. Upgraded, 80 minutes, that's a little slow. What we're noticing is with this, you could look at around a 16 to 19 minute point, 15 to 19 minute point, where typical game, it's a wide range at the moment. Obviously, I don't have a lot of data, so I'm kind of monitoring this in my scouting, where you get that final third upgrade. But now we're level 13, and again, look at this. We have 40 stacks already, plus Divine Sundra. Against an Olaf here, I'm pretty sure the Olaf is super, okay. Well, the Olaf himself is a strong guy. I'm not sure if we would have straight up won that. I would have really loved to see if we could fight that 1v1, but hey, doesn't really matter because that's not the game. We're on a team game. This is not StarCraft. Play around your team and remember, keep the stacks up, keep the counter jungling. With Ravenous Hydra, what is it with laners seemingly more interested in stealing camps this patch? Not just me, right? It's you guys as well. They literally made them tankier, give you less experience, and now you're more interested in taking the camps. Like our jungle pet kind of goes to... No, the jungle pet is exclusively for us. Like your cannon minion if you take my raptor. The double dragon control is something that's nice to see, plus the double hero control. I really like his objective focus this game. I'm not talking much about the jungling, I'm talking about the power of Hydra, Wukong, and the jungle, but it's definitely higher paced. You know, if you can clear faster, which most junglers can, you can definitely clear faster. Oh, see the Scry's bloom, it's beautiful. Look at the particles, the fireflies. It's very poetic, you know. And the pit is glorious. I mean, look at that green. Vibrant, Zawny. Ward pings as well. There's a nice little ward ping. So this was ping, so we have a timer on this ward. Why would you ult in when the Aatrox is there? We've managed to finish this and we're busy fighting the Olaf. We got the 1v1 I wanted to... It looks like we lost it. Looks like we lost it. Okay, here we go. But this is the 1v1 we wanted. Okay. We are forced to smite that, which means we didn't do damage in the initial time frame. That's crucial to note here. He sees Sea Moon, which is the issue here. He does hit the axe. Okay. So if we didn't tank blind damage from the dragon... and we didn't have to secure it so that Olaf got free damage enough us, but also we smited it. Remember, you only heal upon the killing of said monsters now. You don't get it from the smiting. I don't know. I think the Olaf is still pretty strong. Olaf is a champion, right? I mean, the Ravenous Hydra isn't going to make you busted in every 1v1, right? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Wukong being strong in the jungle. So, ganking, farming, tempo, counter-jungling, 1v1ing junglers specifically. And, of course, they're on this Baron to see if they can get a bounty, which is the issue when you try to go for the third dragon. But remember, this is beautiful here, right? This Chem Tank Dragon will give us that tenacity and healing and shielding power that we need to navigate this kind of comp. And when you have that counts as a shield. So look at that. There you go. Nice fully stacked shield. We're going for the Chempunk Chainsword. In this case, the utility of which seems to be logical. And I think that's because they've got an Olaf, a Draven, and a Viego. And technically Maokai, if you really want to throw in that suck healing from his auto attack. Now, obviously they snack the Baron here. We don't get it. What can we do in this particular case where our team's a little bit disjointed with us, and it looks like their top lane is decently strong here. So in and out gameplay here, you see the Draven, Mr. Big Poo 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 Pants, or whatever his name is, and we back out. Join your team, push the wave, cut in with your team. Very good. That macro hasn't changed. Sit in the bush, look for a trap. Caution is used for once by a Viego. Good grief. Join this wave, push this wave. Here we go, over the wall. And back over the wall. Marco's on the backside here, so we could look to just turn that, but we're sticking next to the Zaya to try and peel her from the Olaf. Instead, we go backline onto the Mr. Big Poo Poo. Draven is there. We're going to get knockups on the Draven as well as, the Viego. We get the Bonk E auto attack to make sure we get that kill, and they're kiting back the... Zaya is so good for this. If you really want to carry as an ADC, just become a Zaya master, right? Like, I mean, master Zaya as a champion. She's not easy to play, but if you could snowball and get ahead, really the champion allows so much self-peel and so much control over your own team fight, which I think is highly valuable, personally. I mean, how long has Evelyn been out? How long has Evelyn been out? Our team is staying here. The respawns are pretty low still, relatively. It's a 23-minute game, so I don't know why we're overstaying, but hey, what happens in your silver games happens in a Master Tier game. Yes, this is E West, not another server, but yeah, is what it is. We take that inhibitor back to base. Now we are building into the Black Cleaver. You could go Black Cleaver. I think we should go Black Cleaver into the GA. You could warrant against a more AP-heavy comp. Obviously, the Morph Mortiers is a classic, and it does still work greatly. But in this particular case, we have the Aatrox, we have the Zaya, we have the Udyr, who is going AP. Yes, granted, but he still has Tiger Stone. So, you know, a little bit of armor shred didn't hurt nobody. And obviously, they have no real tanks, but it will definitely help against the Olaf as well as the Maokai. Now, Draven, you've learned what happens here. He tries to disengage. It doesn't really matter. We get the knockup into the knockup, and the bonk kills him. The Olaf is CC immune, so we just try and knock him up. Or, you know, why not? Because it's a spell. And, yeah, well, there you go. Olaf can no longer do damage to us. To the Rukan he can, not to us, though. And that's why this HP is super good. This Omni Vamp is super good for sustained fighting. And this Black Cleaver is going to give you stickiness, armor shred, AD, haste. And basically, we're going to look at what are we at now, base. 2.94 ready. Okay, so, I was going to say one more auto attack and a bonk. But we'll do that. This is at now 3.9 seconds, and of course our Warrior Trickster is 8.33, but with a lot of haste, that will go down even further. So the mobility in and out of fights, quite good, obviously. Now, Evelyn's chucking out the W, which they buffed, and the problem with that is it tells you where she is, and also allows your team to coalesce to protect. So it's better for Evelyn's to still kind of look for that one-shot combo where you... Yes, yes. Well played. Good spacing, good spacing, good spacing. Wukong's ult is up again. What a 54-second cooldown. Olaf is now running. His ult is available too, so we're going to try and peel. He uses that. He'll get the E to kill. Picks up his axe here. He chucks it back for the slow. Can we chase? No, because obviously he's a fast gamer with Ghost. We do have Warrior Trickster now, but he's gone. Bye-bye. So I love the Chemtech map. I love the plants. You see the blasting cone range there? Actually, excuse me. That was a perfect moment to show you, in case you didn't see it. Look at this. Look at the range you get on this now. I mean, like you could hit it again, which he does. That's how he got there. So if you were wondering, wait, what? Yeah, there you go. Very strong, no? Very, very strong. Right. When our team are doing well, but obviously they're still having kill pressure on our team, we look to push a wave, look to push a tower, you get that extra gold yourself. We want that final itemization. We are at 3,600, so we have a lot of cash in pocket. Be careful here. He's going for the soul, which is going to be super good and super nice. And the whole team is reset here. Don't die for this, please. Warrior Trickster use. Oh, that's a bummer. But we do have Warrior Trickster up. We can knock up for the CC, and then we can dash over the wall, which we do. We gap close to the walls to create space, and you know, why not snack that away? And remember, 1200 smite AoE. AoE 1200 smite, so you can really kite things out now and snack it. We get the soul too, which means we basically have Olaf passive in us. Deep within ourselves, we have the Olaf passive. As I said, Evelyn is strong. Not necessarily with the seedling, but Gust Stalker, Gust Walker, what is it? I forgot. Tell me. Primal Smite, Gust Walker, hey, I got it. But she still is strong, her damage profile is nutty, and people just don't really want to play her anymore. I don't know why, but... Chasing down the Viego. But again... Oh, that plant. Yeah, so once more throw, and because we've brought forth the Elder Dragon meta, or the Elder Dragon spawn, so you see the soul is pretty recognizable, the green is pretty nice and vibrant on the map. What that does is as you go below 50% HP, you will take 10% less damage and do 10% more damage, so you get a little bit of that Olaf kind of vibe just from having that soul, but I think it's deserved. Evelyn tries to go in and just get CC'd to Narnia, gets knocked up 15,000 times, which considering how old she is, you know. And then we just chase down on the Draven, who still does what he tries to do, but we went for the Spirit Visage, which is an interesting choice here and really, really good actually. Essentially, bonus healing was 337 just from that. Remember, it computes on any healing you do, so that Omnivamp stacking you have from the Ravenous Hydra, yeah, we died and then we lost stacks, which sucks, we're already at 30 again, but the Omnivamp, right? Stacks it with a Spirit Visage. You can go more if you feel like you want more damage. You can go Guardian Angel if you just want more survivability, but because we're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, you know, due to the soul, and we have that huge tenacity, this, my friends, showcases the power of the new jungle in terms of the farming tempo, because of how the new damage works. Again, see the jungle video on my main channel where I talk about why it is so, but it showcases the buffed itemization, how simply giving certain champions an out or a safety net or something powerful and potent that synergizes perfectly with their kit can make their win rate go giga up. I will be having my lecture tomorrow on Ghost Academy, link for that below. Just select the 1 month, sign up for free, use code Virkayu, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. As always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. Season 13, baby.